I'm the new fad in college football because defenses are so exotic now, a lot of different blitzes and coverages. Offense coordinators are really trying to minimize that by going to the no-huddle.
The benchmark is kind of snap the ball in 15 seconds or less, and that's lightning speed. Oregon is kind of the standard in the hurry-up offense. And Boise came out and put the pedal to the metal the first drive of the second half, and watch when the ball is being snapped. It puts so much pressure on the opposing defense.
You know, a no-huddle offense will keep the defense on their toes. You gotta be ready to line up as soon as the play's over. So. Here at Wyoming, we see that a lot with an offense that's, quick tempo, no huddle. So we're used to it.
This is a highly choreographed drive right here. This is something that I promise you the Boise State Broncos practice over and over and over again. There's probably an assistant coach out there on the field with a stopwatch saying, hey, get the play off. Boom, right there.
I think it allows you to play at different tempos. We can speed it up, slow it down. I think it's an advantage if you can play fast and use tempo to your advantage. But we also have the ability to huddle with the whole team, with part of the team, and so we can change up and use a number of different tempos.
And they really want a fast tempo. Dave Christensen said they want to get every play off when there's still 20 seconds left on the play clock.
Well, it's our system, so whoever we recruit has to fit to our system, and we teach it from the start. So, getting in a huddle is the odd part of our offense because our kids are used to never huddling.
You have to be in tune with what the play call is, with the crowd noise and all that. But I feel like it's a good tool to use to keep defenses off balance.
So you're not able to roll your defensive line through like you'd like, and sometimes the tempo can be disconcerting too. You don't get to have the full amount of time to make your checks defensively or recognize a set. So those are some of the advantages of the no-huddle offense.
The no-huddle offense is about matchups, getting the ones that you want and stopping the defense from substituting. The bonus is you can tire out the defense, but the offense gets tired too.
I think you do, yes sir. And, that's where there's probably some conditioning that's inclusive, which can be helpful too. And you know what? I think there's some situations where it's absolutely beneficial to huddle. I think there's some maybe even organizations where you're much better off originating out of a huddle. And there's certain games where I think you need to do it too. So it's not an absolute by any means at all.
There are games where you can tell that the defense is struggling a little bit, especially when they come up to Colorado Springs where the altitude is 6,000 plus.
Definitely, it kind of goes both ways. It really wears the other defense out if you're moving the ball down the field at a high tempo, but it also wears your receivers and linemen out. So to be a good no-huddle team, you really have to have some depth. And on the other hand, if you go 3 and out, only take 20 seconds off the clock, your defense is right back out on the field.
It gives us a little bit of an edge, especially playing at this altitude. And when you get that hurry-up offense, and hopefully, we can get the defense a little bit gassed.
You want a substitution. That's hard to do because they're getting ready to run another play. You can't have people running on and off the field. So it definitely keeps the defense busy, and it definitely keeps them tired. You can't take a play off when there's a no-huddle offense.
Well, definitely have to make sure you're conditioned. That's no doubt about that. There's times where, on offensive standpoint, we'll reel off, 5-6 plays, with no break in between. You do have to go out, as an offense, just go get a quick drink of water, just so you can catch your breath.
Some teams use cards like this to signal play in, especially late in the game. Usually only one image per card means anything. And don't ask me why this one is in there, but the most common way to get the play in is hand signals.
No, we hand signal. We have, some guys are live, some guys aren't live. We change up who's live, those type of things. So, the guys by the sideline, you can just tell them to play, or you can give them a signal for what the concept is, and so it allows you to be fairly quick.
It's pretty much a different language out there when you're on the field, interpreting what the coaches are signaling in. And every little move that they have, it determines, which way to step, where the play's going, and pretty much every aspect of the offense.
You definitely have to practice a no-huddle offense a lot if you want to perfect any game. It really puts defenses in a bind. They can't get into their exotic blitzes, the exotic coverages, because it's so up-tempo.
We have a version that we practice every day. I think it's good, even if you don't use it a bunch, that your defense gets work against it, because it's fairly commonplace in in college football. It's like anything else. If you practice and put in the time, it'll work for you.
Shoemaker and Miller to the left. 3rd down and goal. Moore throwing the ball back of the end zone. Diving catch. Is it a touchdown? Yes! Touchdown, Matt Miller.
Not surprisingly, the highest scoring team in the Mountain West, Boise State, runs the most plays per game. You can do that with a senior quarterback, but not every team has one of those, and we're still seeing the no-huddle more than ever, even from running teams like Air Force.
I think it has to do with all with the personnel. Make sure you have the one-on-one matchups you want, and especially from a defensive standpoint, you want to make sure that you have the right guys on the field to defend, the offense.
Probably just getting the play call, make sure you're getting the play call right. Just because, if you're running a route and the quarterback thinks you're running something else, then it's all messed up. So it can be real good or real bad.
Well, I think a lot of it is people view it as an equalizer. So if you're a team that maybe doesn't have the talent of somebody else, maybe that's a good way to start. Bring them down to a little more base defense. But I think it's like anything else. It's going to cycle in. It may cycle out. Who knows? Will remain to be seen. It still comes down to execution, blocking, and tackling, no matter what scheme you run on offense.
If you're wondering, Boise State's not even in the top 5 nationally for plays per game. Texas Tech is number 1, and the Red Raiders have added 5 plays per game to last year's total, which begs the question, if this is so effective, why doesn't someone run it all the time?
Hypothetically, I guess you could. I know some schools do. I'd say Houston, Auburn, Oregon. I don't know if they're going no huddle at a fast pace the whole time, but I know they do go no huddle a lot at a high tempo.
It's not one of those things where 1 week you're a huddle team, huddle up every single play, and the next week just fire off 11 plays in under a minute. I think it's one of those things that in the springtime and the fall, it's something you have to really gear yourself towards.
For the most part, it's the first thing they learn when they get here is how to run this offense and never huddle.